Hey, brothers and sisters, I don't think it's necessary to address this. I don't think it's necessary to address this, brothers and sisters, because it speaks for itself. It speaks for itself, doesn't it? Why don't they come forth, collect their $5,000? Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Now, I'm going to speak about something, the gods. I'm going to talk a little bit about this, brothers and sisters. But first, before I forget, there's a verse in the Bible that goes like this. It's Isaiah 66:9. Should I bring a baby to the point of birth and not deliver it? Should I bring a baby to the point of birth and not deliver it? See, why is it saying that? See, they don't say these things for nothing. Because that's from the time we're right now. See, what's going on right now, I've been talking about for 30-some years. And those people that have been around for the last few years know I've been talking about it quite a bit. And now we're here. And some people are anticipating. Right? And some people may say, oh, well, they don't gave up, right? Because it was in the faith instead of knowledge. See, because this scenario is exactly the scenario that needs to be. Like, if you see a woman in labor, that's a scenario that has preceded the birth. If you don't see her in labor, then you say, well, if she gave birth, that'd be a surprise to everybody because we're having a labor. That anticipates it. So we see the labor pains right now. More than you would know, actually. See? Because there's abortion that's in the process. See? The labor pains are ongoing, but there's an abortionist in the wings to prevent this birth. But anyway, labor pains are going. And so, he's anticipating. And I don't know, I can't speak to this because I'm not a female. But I don't think women anticipate the labor pains, but they do enjoy the birth. Once the baby's born, but I don't think they anticipate those labor pains. They may anticipate getting pregnant, but they don't anticipate those labor pains, I don't think. Right? They may, or they, know they're coming, but they're not saying, man, they're having this labor pains come. Maybe so, I don't know. So you females can speak to that. But I'm totally ignorant on that score, but that's what I would think. See? So some people are anticipating, because the labor pains are worse at the time. I'm saying, don't anticipate that because you have no idea what you're up against. I don't anticipate it. I want to see it over. See, it's like, you want to get the woman pregnant. You want, and she wants it, right? See, but you wish you could bypass the labor part because some labor is very intense, from what I've been told. I had several children. I recall one was like really intense, right? Big head boy. I can't get this boy out here. That's the whole story. But anyway, I don't anticipate it because I don't know exactly how it's going to be because I can't talk about some having experience. I know it's going to be dreadful. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what happens afterwards. See? And you got to cook the meal before you eat it. Well, it depends on the meal, right? Got to go to the labor pains. And the Quran tells you got to go to the labor pains first. You think you're going to get into paradise without going to the labor pains? That's basically what it's saying. I ain't anticipating them because they're going to be dreadful. I'm not anticipating them. I've been talking about for 30-some years, and now we're here, right? And some people, so that's what it says. And the thing is that you get people at that point where, why do they have to say this? Shall I bring a baby to the point of birth and not deliver it? And again, Isaiah 66:9, right? Because some people, man, well, yeah, but man, Ain't nothing happened yet. Maybe it ain't gonna happen. See, that's why they don't put those things for nothing, because there'd be some people in that category that think, maybe, man, yeah, everything is right in the right place for it to happen, but it ain't happening. Maybe it ain't gonna happen. Maybe it ain't gonna happen. Well, that's on them. But he talks about that. See, that's why you gotta go read these things, because it's like a puzzle. I say, every time you read it and you understand, you put it all together, you get a bigger picture. So it talks about certain three people. Says, oh man, this is a time. Right? It's been labor. It's time for labor, man. But is that baby gonna come forth, or will it come forth? What they call stillborn? Going to labor, but is there going to be an afterwards? Is there going to be a baby or something? Maybe it's going to be labor and nothing happens. You see what I'm saying? So, something, it's going to happen. Unless the universe stop contracting, it's going to happen. Because all these things happening right now, they can't stop it. They can talk all the peace they want to. They can't stop the pressure increasing. You can't stop that. You can affect the quality of it. That gets back to what I'm getting ready to talk about right now. Because see, the devils, look, there's a statement there, and I'm kind of reluctant to speak this because you got different translations of it. I think the correct translation says Babylon would be healed. Right, but it wasn't. Some people say it could be healed. Would and two different things. See, could means a possibility. Would means doesn't mean would be healed, but it wasn't. See, there's a whole different connotation there. But what are they referring to there? Either way you look at it. See, the devils. Remember, they got more. That's why they're ruling now, because they have so much in it. Well, their rule is over now. But 5 years, they have more energy than anybody. But they need discipline. And for 1,000 years, they lost all discipline. They were in the Dark Ages. And then they start applying discipline. They book with the Catholic Church, because Catholic Church is all about non-discipline. You just do everything you want. Just go tell the priest, and that was it. Jesus had it. But once they started in and start reading the Bible, start trying to apply those laws and things, they gained their power. They gained power instantly. Because they had the energy, just needed discipline. But their discipline level was low, because they went to the intense. Oh man, that would have been something else. That's the thing. See, the devils, their destruction is coming, right? Primarily because of lack of discipline. Oh, they had such consequences what they did, but the problem is their lack of discipline. Because you see what's happening, it's collapsing before your eyes. If they had applied discipline, right, they would have been the most powerful angels ever. Even powerful than Master Muhammad. Remember, he's a made God. And it had to be half original, right? To be a made God, to be a God, right? But he had the maximum discipline. The Master Muhammad, maximum discipline. You think walking back and forth all night long, 6 to 8 hours a night, reciting, do you think that's easy? That's part of his discipline. Most of us can't do it for an hour. 6, 7 hours walking back, no sleep. See, because it made God. See? Understand that? So, because if they had done that, we would still never let them. We would never let them have power here. The rest of them, they would have, remember, they had 12,000 years. They only got 6 of it. They got half of it. They lack discipline, and so therefore, a hybrid nation. See, instead of all gold, we had a hybrid nation that would rule for the next 6,000 years. Would have made God. Because we don't want them ruling with their mission, shed blood and evil ways for another 6,000 years. That wasn't going to happen. You have to understand the engine for all these things. You're not going to find this information anyplace else. Nowhere else you will find any of this information I'm giving you. See? So, we're the from another planet someplace else, they weren't going to be here ruling. But they show discipline. Well, that's another story together. Like I said, they've been very powerful because they will always have more energy than everybody else because they require less. But the problem is, well, we have natural discipline where they have to go out their way to keep us from applying that natural discipline. See, we have natural discipline. I feel the natural discipline, but you have to teach you to be undisciplined. You can teach a person to be undisciplined, deceiving them, getting a bad mind. And so they forsake their power. You see? Without knowing it. Our people have naturally disciplined people. But you look at them and you say, man, you say the opposite. You see? But we have low energy cost to have that discipline. They don't have, and they have to take, they have to take it takes work for them to discipline. So I'm going to get that out the way, right? But see, the gods. See, first of all, nothing comes easy. Everything comes at a cost. Mathematics. You see? So, like, let's say, angel, for instance, you see, the lamb's always by itself. And the thing is, it says, he the only one could break the seal by himself. And he looked like he was slain from the foundation of earth. Look like what he had to do it. See? Become high priest. See, before the priesthood and the godhood was in one being. The analytical and the spatial. The priest was the spatial, analytical, right? That was the rulership, administrative. But now it's in two beings. Just like original, the male and female was in one being. And now it's in two beings. And so we said to make each one more powerful than it was before. Understand that? See? So both are gods, but one's spatial and one's analytical. You see? So that raised godhood, because before that, all were gods, but now we're going to call these higher gods. So you reduce the other ones to angels and these to gods, because now, you understand what I'm saying? Because you don't know how level you were before. There was like ambidextrous, and then they like left-handed, right-handed, much more power. So that's why I say Suleiman is the wisest, most spiritual being ever, and that's why I'm most technical, analytical being ever. See, separated in two parts like that. But Master Muhammad he wasn't born a god. Neither was Suleiman born a god. No one's born a god in that sense. I mean, we're all gods, children of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about to be a god. See, that's why I say English names, it just gets you all confused and everything. That's why I'm just saying everybody's born angels. It's the simplest way to say it. Right? But we're all children of the Most High, so you understand? I'm going to just call everybody angels so I can emphasize the point. So to rise to a God, you have to rise to a certain level. See, and to be any of those things, even to be you have to be at a certain level to be there. See, and so during this time period, see, because the priest is the one that gives the light. That's why you see. Let me see what I got here, brothers and sisters. I think I got this next page here. See, yeah. This chapter 22, I think. It says, and I see no need is having the sun nor not above the moon in order that they may be bathing, shining. For the glory of God light up in the lamp of it the Lamb. So the light is the Lamb. because he's the high priest. He's the one that the scripture is the light of that season. So he's the one that has to bring, the scriptures, that's light, that he takes and turns light on to the rest of the people, tell them what, because when like Prophet Muhammad, okay, he got the Quran, that was the light. So he got, and then he was the priest at the time, right? He get the light, actually it was Gabriel, but he used, that's why they call him Prophet Muhammad the prophet, because Gabriel was actually getting the light. So Gabriel was actually the light. Right? He was actually the priest there. So you get the script, right? And then you have someone to rule. Someone that accepts that, takes that light, applies it, then they're the God for that season. You see? Because they foremost it. Am I making sense to you, brothers and sisters? You see? So as Suleiman is applying the light, Master Muhammad, he's going to be the ruler. But it takes the high priest to get a light with this. Yeah. Because even Master Muhammad, he needs this light. It tells him what this whole, he got the scriptures that he got from other Master Prophet. He didn't know this stuff. This is the light that lights up with this whole, it says it right there. With this whole reality is a lack until this season, until next season comes. And then you have the high priest, he'd have to take, and he'll say, okay, here's the scripture, here's the light. Right? Then the God is the one that can take and apply it most effectively. That he's the one that rules because he got the light, he know what to do. See? That's why he has to be given the kingdom. Muhammad has been given the kingdom from the Ancient of Days. See, and then he rules it. He has to get the light from him, and then he rules it. Because that kingdom would be the angel. I don't know if this is making sense to you or not, sisters. See? But the thing about it is that it's like you have to take, how can I say this? You have to apply, remember your quality energy, you have to apply it, because it says the energy was set in 2,000 years, but nobody had the energy. It says the Lamb was worthy, because remember he said, he was able, he said it was worthy, because he took his energy and applied it to that 100%. So then he was able to, right, ignite that light, angel, for this period of time. So he's high priest, but he said high priest forever because he'll always do that. See? You understand, brothers and sisters? But you have to take and say, you want to apply the energy, so you have to apply the energy to do that. And then it says, then some of those will be made gods. Now see, the Levites, the Shabazz, Dr. Shabazz, he set the price up. So the spatial, that's what it said. He started taking and emphasizing the spatial size of us too. We was totally spatial, not totally, maybe 9%. We had to have enough technicals so we could communicate. But he made us almost, first of all, spoke spatial, that process, if you understand the process, right? And some Levites, because we were staying in the home of Levites. We were staying in what you might call Africa today, which is basically South Africa. But, well, anyway, Arabia is Africa also. But anyway, I don't want to get too complicated here. But what you call Africa today, that's where we're staying. But that's the land of Esau, land of the Levites. We're staying there. That's what Daniel tells you. You see? And so he started his process there because we was pushed out of Arabia by our brother Ishmael, Arabs, who were black at the time. Right? So anyway, we were there, and so he started a process. I think, like Mom said, 50,000 years ago, he started a process. Dr. Yakub picked up the process 6,000 years ago. He went the other way. He took the Levites and started them into the other way, to technical. Right? Purging out the spatial until you got something very technical. That's what Dr. Shabazz did. And then some Levites, that's who was there, says, oh, we want to be part of that. So we accept them. So, okay, you get what we get, but you got to go through, you got to go the same process. If you go through the same process, you get what we get. Right? And so some of them did. And some broke ranks, like in Haiti and everything. They broke ranks. I mean, I can't go all the way. They went that far. But some went all the way to the Holocaust. See, that's preparing you for the situation. Then we got a tribulation that's on the way. See? So in other words, in order to achieve this great power, this God and everything, look what you have to go through to do it. See? I don't know. I guess a female has probably more. I don't know if animals have birth pains and stuff, but I say the more complicated you are, I would think that the more difficult the birth pains are. Because you're being something more powerful, more precious. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But along that line, right? This is the process of going to give birth to this new nation, right? So that's going to be just like giving birth to the birth to the nation that was a gender nation. There was great resistance, so much resistance, it split the earth in half. It says this would be resist be even greater than that. You understand? So they was, right? But the process, the point, okay, they got through all that, and that gets them, gets them qualified, like have the Olympics, you have to qualify to go to the Olympics. So get them qualified for the next step. You see? So the next step is you have to end your mind. That's the mind of God. That's the mind the gods have to have. Because you have to have full knowledge. In that way, matter of fact, I'm going to tell you, you have the full knowledge, thorough knowledge of self. Well, that's what the angels are giving you, thorough knowledge of self. You're not getting anyplace else. It's got a thorough knowledge of self and everything around you. Because anybody's been touching an angel, see, it's brighter than any light ever seen. Because it explains everything. You ain't in a mystery anymore. You're not sitting around trying to figure out what's what. You know what everything is. The more you study, the more you know. And not only that, you know in detail, there's motivations, not only what it is, but where it's doing, where it's going, and where its past and future is. You have nothing like that anywhere. Like close. See? And so you have to have thorough knowledge of self to get home. You have to get home. See, that's what angel gives you. But to have Godhood, right? That's more than that. Thorough knowledge of self, right? You see, that's right. But being able to control it, the control of it. Knowledge of it is one thing. They say knowledge is wisdom is being able to control things, use that knowledge to make things happen. That's where wisdom comes in at. You see, wisdom, knowledge, you get knowledge. Right? That's what Solomon says. Get knowledge ain't wisdom, but all that get understanding. See, you can get knowledge, you how to, how to control things, but you understand what you're doing. Yeah, you get in control, but you understand what you're doing. Like the devils, they got control, but they understand what they was doing. They didn't understand they was destroying themselves because of the consequence they were doing. So they got the wisdom of it. They got the knowledge. They got the wisdom because they brought this reality into existence. That's the wisdom of it because they was able to take and control that knowledge they was getting from the sealed Bible, right? So they got the wisdom of it, right? And see, it brought it into existence, but they didn't get the understanding of it because the way they brought what they're doing, they didn't understand that there's a consequence of what they was doing. So that's another story. I don't get no philosophical type of thing here, but I'm just trying to make a point here. See? So the intention was Dr. Shabbat's intention was to elevate us to gods. Let's make man our like an image. Right? To the gods of the age. And we're all gods. Keep that in mind. But like I said, oh, this language kills you, right? I don't like to say God or gods. That's kind of. I'm just saying we're all angels. I'm leave it like that again. We want to raise you to gods. See, because you get people like Daniel, they get all they take somebody and get all screwed up with it. I'm trying to keep them being screwed up because they say, well, we gods to the Most High, right? Okay, then where the angels come from, that's it. You get a problem there because aren't they children of the Most High too? So we're gonna say everybody's gods, and He's gonna raise you up. Went to the Holocaust was angels and everything, right? Look like that. See, so to get gods, that means you got to rise to it. That's it. Not only Suleiman had to take and break the seals, but he had to activate it. In control of it. See? Because just breaking the seals itself, okay, I broke the seals. And so I'm sitting here with, oh, I got the seals broken. Well, I'm no different than the Bible just sitting, the book just sitting there for 2,000 years. I gotta start doing something with it. Do something with it. Take that key and start using it. You see? And it takes a lot of, it takes a lot of power to do that, a lot of energy to do that. A lot of power to do it, a lot of discipline. Mm-hmm. And that's where Levites fall short. See? Because some have the idea, oh, I get with the lamb and that, or I get the, no. You got to rise to that level. If your God would just sit there, you can apply it. No, you're not a God. You're idle. You're idle just sitting there and somebody feeding you and clothing you and washing you, and they call you a God, but you're just sitting here and ain't doing a goddamn thing. Because you get the knowledge of the angel. The knowledge of the angel is enough to get you into the hereafter. Because now you turn the angel mind on. So you got knowledge of it. But just difference between knowledge and just memorizing stuff. And I ain't talking about that. I'm talking you understand the angel, you understand how it works. Right? You may not know how to apply it, but you understand it, you know how it works. You're on that level. Right? You can understand, you can speak the language. You understand the language. Somebody talking to you, they're talking about, talking angel. Right? But you may not be able to go like, you may be able to walk and talk and everything else, but you may not be able to invent anything. So then you call you inventor, because now you can say be and it is. See? You got to get to the level of angel, be and it is. Then you're God. You see, according to Scripture, the Levites never rise up to that level. And I went out of my way to see if I could. Yes. Got to turn my phone off. Oh, my gosh, this here. Wait a second. Get to that in a minute. Wrong one. Oh, wrong one again. Oh. There you go. Get this picture in a minute, brothers and sisters. Well, might as well go ahead and put it here now. Oh. See, so you can go in, right? You learn it, right? You can speak it, like you learn mathematics. You never do anything with it. You learn, you can add, but turn it into something. Say, be and it is. See? And that's when you become a God. See, that's why it says a lot. He could say, he could say, be and it is. So in other words, that's the Godhood. Be and it is. So the Lamb says be, and Muhammad said it is. That's a spatial and a technical. But be is the creative side. It is, it's the, right? It brings into existence. See? And so that promise was also extended to the Levites, but they never rose to it. They get the knowledge. And I went out my way for the last few years to see if I could beat that prophecy. It didn't work. So being a God, not something you're born with. It's something you have to take and apply yourself. It ain't easy. Master Muhammad wasn't born. He had to be taught. And he had to apply all this discipline. He can't just say, oh my God. No, he got to recite like he recites all the things he has to do. Eat 1 meal 3 days, I guess he does, or whatever. Walk 6-7 hours a night and not sleeping. That's intense. I can't do that myself on that side. I tried it one time, then they killed me. I tried to go. I was taking this course in one time I had trouble with a course. I was what's this in Chicago technical. It's very high level. It's not a college. It's a technical school. Right? I forget the name of it. Chicago Institute of Technology. Something like that. I started Institute of Technology. I see. I don't know, but very high level. So I wanted to take a class in engineering, right? See, and so of course I was working at Montgomery Boards at the time. I got I went to that class, and I was a coder, technical person. But that's why I started my own business, and so they had a program there where they pay for your college course. I said, "Oh, I might as well take me the engineering course." I mean, I knew mathematics, but I mean, this is high level. And Fourier theorems, all that. I mean, it's a lot of complicated stuff there, right? I forgot the name. I think it was Chicago Institute of Technology. That's Illinois. Illinois Institute of Technology, I think it was. I may be wrong. I forget. I'll Google it. Anyway. So I was doing okay. And, the first semester, man, I blew it away, right? Then I got this idea. I'm going to be like Master Muhammad. I'm going to try to see if I can overcome sleep. See, and I've had those issues this was after Elijah Muhammad departed. Because I had the same problem with fasting. It's just, because when I hear these things, look, before I knock something, I always try it. Because I don't like to knock something in ignorance. Or you don't know what you're talking about. I like to try to see if any value in it. If I see no value, then I can knock it with knowledge. No, man, I tried to make no sense. I did it. Or I ain't do it, I mean, I'm going to eat some pork so I can knock it knowledge. But I mean, it happened that way because I grew up eating a lot of pork. It says it's not a man with unclean food. Worse than that, actually. Right? Until I learned better. But anyway, so I went this thing about eating fast. I went to, some super fasting. I was doing some super fasting. I first came into We Elijah Muhammad first Chicago. And I got in so deep that I started hallucinating. I didn't know it was because of fasting. But I was hallucinating. I was having vision and stuff, right? And I went to the temple and I saw this brother named Ali Baghdadi. Now he was a Palestinian that Elijah Muhammad used to come to the temple because he published this paper. I don't know if the paper still exists or not, right? And it was about the plight of the politicians, Palestinians. And Elijah Muhammad should let them publish in the Muhammad newspaper. So if you get an old Muhammad newspaper, in fact, I can get one, I can show it to you. His article was in there. And I swear I was mad at Muhammad because he was right. I mean, he was skinny. Oh, man, Master Muhammad said he would stop us to go home, man. I went off, man. I went and bought me a plane ticket, jumped on a flight. I was leaving the country, and I got to California and it made matters worse because while at the airport they had an earthquake. I said, well, man, earthquake shake. Everybody was rocking. It was a really bad one. I knew that was it. I might have calmed down a little bit, but I didn't. Jumped the plane, got in Hawaii. I was in Hawaii, man. I was like, I went off. I was telling everybody, man, the world's come to an end. It's going to blow up. But I was off. I was hallucinating. I was way out there. And so cops came and got me, took me and gave me an apple, ate the apple, boom, calmed down because the doctor told me the problem was my blood sugar went down in my brain. You get blood sugar down, you start hallucinating. You know that. I was fast so much. So I learned my lesson, but now I'm stranded in Hawaii. Took me 6 months to get out of there and get back home. Then I was home for 6 months. I had no money enough. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is that when I found something new, I said, let me try it. Like, I don't do nothing half-assed. That's just me. So I went all in, and I didn't know. I had no idea that could be a consequence. They didn't say it like that in how to live, right? And so, speaking on that, right? I did. That's what I do with everything. With the angel, I'm all in on it. And so, like I was talking about, when I went to this, going to this class, right? I said, man, I'm going to fast. I'm not fast. I'm going to go out to sleep. And so what I would do is that nighttime come, I just start reading the Quran, just reading the Quran, just reciting the Quran. I said, I'm going to do what Master Muhammad did. And all of a sudden, man, my grades started slipping. And when I go to work, man, I couldn't hardly stay awake. I said, man, I'm gonna just keep doing it because I said that must be a symptom of just before you overcome, right? Because the resistance some kind of greater before. I wouldn't stop. I just kept on going, right? Until I got burnt out. My first time I ever got burnt in my life, where I couldn't stay awake. I went to work, couldn't stay awake. I failed that class, but I couldn't. I couldn't concentrate. So every time I failed the class, couldn't concentrate, couldn't think. It took me about 4 or 5 months to get snap out of that. I said, I never did one again. Right? Because like I said, I never do anything half-assed. So now I learned my lesson. And I wasn't aware of energy deprivation at the time, but that was a good lesson because God said, why do I have to sleep? Why can he do it and I can't do it? And I was thought about everything, and then all stuff started coming together, and then, right? And I understand how the universe works. Oh, I hadn't looked at it that way, right? But we don't have, and it made things like Muhammad was making sense. Says, well, he's a made God, and he had to have half Caucasian, and all stuff started clicking. So it was good that I went through that because that experience made me wiser about that situation. But it was a hell of an experience. I don't want to go through that one again. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't do anything half-assed. I never have. So if some people call me extremist, they call me whatever they want to. I'm not a hypocrite. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. See? But lately, I'm making myself hypocritical because I'm trying to do something I normally don't do. I'm trying to patience. And I guess there's a lesson in there somewhere because I'm showing patience with people that I've never, anybody know me said, man, you really? You're my children. I don't kind of share patience with them. Because our nation, my people, lives are on this online, and if I can do anything, whatever I can do to help with that, I do if I can do it. If it's only way I don't do it is I find out it's impossible to do. I do it. I said, so I don't do anything half-ass. So usually I come almost to a point of death. See, it just can't be done. Okay? So let's look at this picture right here. Let's see. Man, look at all the muscles. Now, every man, even a woman, now, it's hard for a female, right? But they have muscles. And they can build their muscles up to that level. Right? But they have to put the focus in to do that. It takes hard work. Same thing with being a God. To put your brain on that level. Put your discipline, your heart on that same level. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They go to the gym, man, I can't. They do a little lifting. How come I ain't doing no? Because you ain't put in what they put in. That guy put in a lot of work. I hope if there were no steroids involved, if it's the real deal, that took a lot of work to do that. Now he's up there. He's a God amongst those type of people. He's on a level of a God because you can't get much better than that. You understand what I'm saying? And people just don't want to do that. And the thing is, like I say you got to be on that level to get into the contest where you got qualification. And to be qualified as God, you have to master the angel. If you're a high priest, you have to master the application of it. You have to have even technical. Right? This you have to master it, right? But not as much as technical, much as let me get it straight here. You have to master the angel. That's the level. Right? So you have to master the knowledge of it. Thorough knowledge, right? So that you have thorough knowledge, because how can you rule spirituality if you don't have a thorough knowledge of it? How can you rule this reality if you don't have a thorough knowledge of it? So that farmer has to have a thorough knowledge of this reality to rule it. An angel has the complete knowledge of this particular reality it's bringing in. But Suleiman has to now have knowledge of it, but he has to have control of it. Right? So you can say be, because now we in it, but this will, and this, to rule it, it's the difference between ruling it, because we got presidents that can rule America, but they can't build a car, they can't build this technology, they can't, you understand, they can't do any of that, but they can rule it. So he can rule it. He's not part of the B. The B comes from, right, the high priest. And he executes it. He executes that B into an is. That's where it works. And Levites, there's like in the process, okay, they get the B from the high priest, and they look at it, and they translate it, right, into the technical, right? And they make it is. And then we got the servants that, right, that do the labor. That's the way it works, brothers and sisters. And so, I thought I could, I didn't know what I could or not, but I said, let me see if I can, right? If Levites has a possibility to raise them to God, it doesn't work. That's what it takes. You just can't say, I'm going to be a God. I'm a God. Well, I'm an inventor. You didn't invent anything. That's where it is, brothers and sisters. See? So the prophecy is correct. the ark is correct. That's the way it is. Because I don't want anybody to say, "Oh man, well we went through it, and why can we ain't gods too?" Well, because I kept asking myself, why? Because I said I'm a loner. I'm alone. I says, well, why are they talking about these three Levites that would be with me? And I've been thinking about that quite a bit. Say, what's the purpose of that? What's the meaning of it? Because they don't seem to do anything, and no, they don't do anything in those situations. And angels seems like maybe they get books, but that is nothing. And then so that may be because okay now, so they can't come back and say, hey, you promised us, okay, yeah, and we gave you every opportunity. It's on you, not. We took you to the gym. We showed you the weights. We showed exercise and everything else, and you never did it. So they're gonna blame us. You had a personal trainer and everything. See, I ain't mad at you. You're mad at yourself because you had the opportunity to be there and you didn't take it. See, I didn't get this. No, Ginger, by scratching my ass, didn't do it, didn't have no way. It would. I don't even want to go through that again. And I'm still going through a lot right now. I got a lot more to go through. I had to give up everything. All my children hate me. Because they still got that sealed Bible mind. And I'm not tolerating it. They want me to speak on that level. I said, I'm not speaking on that level. Like one of my, he was keep wanting to play chess. He wanted to show me how much knowledge that he could, figure if he beat me in chess, that shows he's smart. I said, could you beat me? He can't beat me in chess, but if you beat me in chess, beat me in life. Go out there and do something. Take care of some business. But you don't. Total failure. But see, he figured, I can beat in chess. I'm smarter than you because they all think I'm stupid. But yet still, I'm the most successful person by far in my family on both sides. Well, I don't know about my father's side because I don't know those people. I met my father's brother, but he passed away. My aunt lost all the information. I never seen none of the people on my father's side except his brother. But he passed, and that's it. All I knew is they from Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana, right? Their back name was slave name was Spears. And I've been trying to contact them, and I got nowhere. On my mother's side, right? Total. Nobody's even close. You see? Like I said, but everybody's against me and everything else. I don't have any friends. But I said, that sacrifice needs to be made. That's why Scripture says, if you love your mother, your father more than you shouldn't even be in it. And I said, that's hard. I hate to tell people that. That's what you need, because that's what I had to do. But I hate to tell people that. It's like, you go through hell when you're growing up, right? But you don't want your children to go through hell. But that's what you had to go through to be successful. But you don't want your children to go through that. But and some of you, and like I said, I've been married several times, and everything that's happened to me, right? And the females in my life, their mothers, saying, they want to take easy on children. Now children are worthless. Because they want children to go through what we had to go through, but they need to go through that. Because we're still in the North Pole, still cold. And if you're gonna keep in the house where it's warm all the time, they gotta go outside sometime. When they go outside, they're gonna freeze their ass off because they ain't worried, because they ain't used to it, because you would never let them go out there. But they don't understand that. And I was kind of like, I wanted to give into that myself. I said, man, I don't want them to go through what I went through. But I said, no, they got to. I said, man, I can't be hard as my father was. I don't think I can be. I don't think I can be. That man, oof. That was Godzilla, Genghis Khan, all rolled up into one. I was scared of that man, but oof. The pressure he put on me, But when he passed away at 14 years old, I was on my own. I was a man. One thing I can say, I didn't know a damn thing. I wasn't afraid of anybody, and I knew I'd take care of my business, and I never asked anybody for a damn thing about anything. Has anybody helped me do anything? If I got in trouble, I got myself out of it. Very much trying to, and I never got myself in the same trouble twice. I learned from my experiences. I wasn't stupid, doing the same stupid thing over, right? You understand? So you have to take it, and they don't want to do that. So they don't want to stop themselves from being God. It's not me. And some people get angry. Man, well, you can anger all you want to, because I don't care about people getting angry. I don't give a damn about people like me or don't like me. It ain't about it. I don't care. That's their problem. See? And I ain't ever asked anybody for any followers. That's the whole thing too, you know. Now, why do I want to be like Farrakhan? I got tens of thousands of followers, sealed Bible mind. The hell am I want that for? I don't want that. I don't want no. I got people around me, they still got a sealed Bible mind. And they don't understand it. Because if they did, they would understand the angel. They don't. Got a sealed Bible mind. They don't realize they do. See? And I'd rather have one person, because it said, remember, I keep saying this, but I should stop saying it. Actually, time goes by so fast, but since I got. The scripture says that the whole nation, all of it, skeletons, dry bones, skeletons, until the four winds blow. That means they still got the sealed Bible mind. Okay, what they think, it says right there, the scripture's wrong. See? But I did some extraordinary things. I tipped some extraordinary things because I wanted to save my children. I really wanted to, right? But read Job, it says they all die when the four winds blow. And I'm not going to beg them. And I ain't going to fit. They have to want to do it on their own. It's like you have to want to be a God. Yeah, nobody can go in there and make you look like that. You have to want to do that. Somebody can train you and show you, but you have to want to do it. And they have to still that want in them to want to get the angel and that kind of stuff. And I can't force them. So I was hoping, that was one thing I wanted, right? And see if I could raise these Levites into gods. And the scripture says that's not going to happen either way. And I can't, so I tried to do something extraordinary, see if I could do it, overcome that scripture, and I haven't been able to. Right? Not that we bound by the scripture, but it tells you what they saw. What they saw is accurate. I haven't been able to change it. I mean, I can make change, but the change would be to my detriment, so I don't want to do that. I'm going to leave it there, Bones, since I had a lot of things, but I didn't realize at the time goes so flat. It's been an hour already? Can't believe that. I'll talk more about it tomorrow. Let's look at something else. Let's see what I got here back so quickly. Okay, let me explain this briefly. Let me check something out quick. I have something to do. See what it says. What are those who are wounded are with child? So that's what's talking about God, Magog. That's when they were attacking us. Let me just cut you. I'm not sure. Let me just say this and then I'll talk more about it. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get myself out the way here. Okay. It says, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, right, let me see if I can find that real quick. I didn't really have this out of sequence here. Where did I go? Did I miss it? I missed it. I get past it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, somehow I went past it. When we see Jerusalem compassed by armies, surrounded by armies, no desolation there was nigh. Let them with Judah flee to the mountains. Let those. So when you see surrounded by armies, flee. Because it says if you can't stop doing anything. See, a lot of people miss this point here. That means you flee in a panic because they're attacking you then. See, you can't go back and go back, right? But it's not said here. But you can't go back and get your clothes. You can't get anything because that's attacking at that point. See, that's why I said the sign of Jonah. Two signs. Sign of Jonah. Sign of Jonah would be, right? Because what's going to happen when that war starts before, and I'm going to share some more detail. I was going to talk about it today, but another half an hour, I have something, right? So that's the sign of Jonah. They talk about that Sunday, and they don't know what they're talking about. The sign of Jonah, they think that's America repenting. Oh boy, that would be a big sign, wouldn't it? No, that means Pharaoh is cast down. They repented of him. That's the signage, right? The only sign you're given, because if you miss that sign, you lost, right? So that's the sign. When you see that, that's when you better be fleeing then, because the war's still going on. Because when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, at that point they're attacking you. So you fleeing in panic at that point, and a lot of you are going to be lost. You understand? I'm going to speak of this. I'm going to speak directly tomorrow. Nothing. Everything holds up okay. Because you understand that point. See? And I'm making that point. I haven't made that point crystal clear before. God says, I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to them too. But now, time is so short. I got to make crystal clear to you exactly what's going on. Only I can do it because I can't have anybody else involved in this anymore. So if anybody represents this, don't listen to them, because we need to know exactly correct knowledge right now. Your life has to be perfect. Or because it says those have lack of knowledge, they're going to perish. They say some people might. No, you will. Because when you see, that sign you'll see, it's a sign all black people are going to recognize. Because all black folks in this country recognize Farrakhan. And when he get cast out, all black folks in this country going to know about it. The demons as well as the saints. But they have to understand what that means. That's the point. They have to understand what that means. See, because the war is going on at that time. Because if you wait till they actually get defeated and cast out, they attack you at that time. So now you're fleeing under fire. And a lot of you are not going to make it. They have roadblocks and everything else. You're fleeing from your neighbors. You're fleeing from the military. See, because the neighbors next door, that's when you run from them. But then they'll have the military, have roadblocks and everything else all over. Because it's not the, I don't want to go into that kind of detail, but the point is, that's why they got this plan. The military can attack you because you're going to be looked at as a nation during that time. Right now, they tell you, oh, you individual, we just American, all that kind of stuff. But no, in that particular time, they're going to see you as you're going to be clear how they see you. You see, they see you as a nation. You're a national security threat. They're blocking highways and everything else. See, this comes from the government. So if your neighbors didn't get you and you're fleeing, so you might have got away from your neighbors, but now you can't get past that roadblock. Because if the neighbors got to snatch Clear Lake, don't you think the law enforcement got it? Don't you think the military's got it? You got to travel the streets, don't you? You got to drive. See, I'm making this perfectly clear for you, brothers and sisters. I can't rely on other people because they don't pay attention. They're not clear. They're not precise. I'm being precise right now. That's what's happened. When you see, you're gonna see that in a minute. You're gonna see. He's gonna be throwing cap when this war starts, and it could start any day now. It could start in a minute. When they attack Iran, and that's an all star together with Iran it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be like they'll come at them like, ooh, it's like a whirlwind. It's gonna be devastating. America could be flying and running out there with their ass on fire. You can imagine, it's a mass problem's gonna be with them. So that's an all star together. But the point is that when that war is going on, that's when you need to be fleeing. And you won't get the sign that Farrakhan is cast, his own people cast him down. And the accused of our brethren cast down. That's a sign of Jonah. If we see it, there's need to be fleeing. I'm going to get more on that tomorrow when I talk about this. I'm going to be emphasizing it quite a bit right now because that's what you really need to understand that. I'm not leaving it in the hands of anybody else, but you understand that point. Your life depends on it. Your life depends on it. So I'm not leaving anybody else's hand because my responsibility and your blood's not going to be on my hands. You need to understand that. Sign of Jonah, when you see false Israel, not false Israel, but Farrakhan cast down, that you need to flee. And you need to flee. We're going to get into that, right? We need to flee, meet then. Because that's where we'll start. Because war, apparently the way it's working around, it's not going to last very long. Because the longer it goes up to December, the shorter that war is going to be. That means you're going to have less time to react. Right? So that means you got to flee. That means, and some of you have to travel over 1,000 miles. See? Before they realize they have to attack you. You want to do all roadblocks and everything else. Everybody else has to wait until that. They sort of reduce my armies. In other words, American Britain's cast out and they wait there. How are they going to get through all that? They'll be on attack. They got to travel the roads. What are they going to walk through the forest? You see what I'm saying? That's what's very clear. And like I said, I'm making it crystal clear now because before, like I said, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to them too, so I got to be very careful how I say things, right? And the people that say they work with me, they don't understand. See? And anyway, they did understand. They should be shouting from the mountaintops right now. And it's silence. I guess God told them to be silent too. Right? Brothers and sisters, this is no game. This is no goddamn game. Yeah. I've been working 30-some years for this point, to save your lives, save your ass. Oh, look how he talks. If my way I talk bothers you, then you sit here and don't flee anywhere. I do lies on purpose because I want you to focus on me. I don't want you to focus on him. Focus on saving your ass. I'm here not to save myself. I want to save myself too, but my mission is to save you. My deliverance is guaranteed. I'm here to save you. And just saving you is not good enough because you have to be elevated to the angel because even saving you is no good if you can't elevate yourself. So I save you for nothing. Like saving the dead man from drowning. Well, he's dead already, so what's the point? See? It ain't about me. So if anything I say or the way I talk or the way I smell, whatever bothers you, and that blinds you from getting this, then you shouldn't have gotten no way. You should be focused on the truth of this. Forget about all other stuff. I don't want anybody to come here because, he talks so nice like Farrakhan. Are you so handsome, beautiful? I'm not handsome, I'm not beautiful. But no. You better be focused on what I'm saying. The way I'm looking, the way I'm talking. Like my son told me, well, why do you talk so mean to me? I says, well, if my mean talk is getting in the way, if you understand what I'm saying, then you ain't going to never understand what I'm saying anyway, are you? You focus on the way I'm talking instead of what I'm saying. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. This is crucial. And I'm going to be the one that's going to deliver this message. So it be delivered right. See? Understand that, brothers and sisters. You can't wait. You see, just some army tells you you're going to flee in panic. And you got to get through roadblocks and everything else. People chasing you. That's even if you even get to the car. You got to get home. You need, when you see the sign of Jonah, and you're going to see that. We see Pharaoh cast down, that's when you need to flee immediately, right there. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. Zoom on out. Future news out. Well, let's go through this one. So all the stuff I was going to go through where time goes so fast, brothers and sisters. And I'm doing a lot of stuff lately. Plus, I'm doing a lot of health stuff. Fasting and stuff. I'm getting myself prepared, but I'm 75 years old. I can't sit around here. And like Farrakhan, being in a wheelchair, waiting for somebody to push me. Oh, boy. Okay. Let me do it this way, brothers and sisters. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. All right. Zoom on out.